Okay, folks, put an assignment in eBackpack. You'll see it when you go. It's a printmaking introduction. Look at it. So there are 3 videos I've posted on the site. I'm going to show you how to make the PDF. Um, so let's get started. So you'll take the link. This is the site. This is the first video, second video, and then the video that I'm making now I'm going to upload to this website in just a second. So you'll choose an image from one of these. I'm going to choose this one. And then you'll save this image by clicking and holding. You may have to go to a loading page, download page, that little button with the arrow. Then you'll just press and hold, save the image to your camera roll. Once it's saved to your camera roll, you're going to open up Notability. Okay. In Notability, what you're going to first do is change your drawing tool to white, which I've done. Then you're going to change your paper color to black, like I said in the other video. That's cool. Let me erase this mark here. So this is where I'm going to put my image. I'm going to put it in this second page. I can do that from my photos, all photos. Get this guy. I'm also going to make it as big as I can. Nice and big. I'm doing this video like this. You may also want to rotate this thing. Notice that this page is in landscape. You can get a bigger version of it if you turn your iPad sideways. I'm just making this video like this, but you folks can rotate and hold it landscape, portrait. So once it's in like this, you're good. You can go back up to the first thing. And this is where you're going to do your gradient. So you go back to your thing. And I said I wanted 7. You can do it either direction, but start by drawing a rectangle. And then, cut it into 7 parts. Okay, so this will be your black, this will be your darkest, and this will be your white. Okay, so start over here with your white, and what you'll do is you're going to fill in all those marks. Notice everything is going to be darker. That's how my marks are getting slightly further apart as I go down the gradient scale. I'm also not going to make any marks in this last section. Okay? And then what I'm going to slowly do is I'm going to keep these unidirectional. And unidirectional just means that they're not overlapping like this, right? They're just going in one direction. All my marks are going like this. And they can get further apart to create a value. But they're going to stay one direction. So what you can do is start down here. So I'm going to make this this section a little lighter than the section before. And all the subsequent sections are going to be lighter than this section. So where it's a little even, pretty even there. So I'm just making sure there are more marks in this box than there are in the previous. Then I may change the size of my tool. I'm going to make a slightly larger tool, slightly larger pencil, and I'm going to go in and remove some more material. So I say remove material, what I mean is make these white marks. You're going to be using basically a blade, it's called a gouge, and it'll remove material. And each one of them, there are different size blades. So there's a larger blade that makes larger marks, and the smaller the number on the blade, the smaller the marks. So I'm going to continue doing this. I might do it here, 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 here. Yes, and then I might change my tool again. I might make a slightly larger tool. Yes, and then finally my largest tool, which for us, the gouge blade, the largest gouge blade that we have is a number 5. Okay, so I've made a gradient with 7 different values. Okay. Your gouge is going to have different blade shapes. One's going to be like this. It's going to be very small, so this is going to be a 1. And then a 3 is going to kind of look like this. It's going to be slightly larger down here. It'll move more material. And then your 5 is going to be like this, and it's kind of the hardest. So this is your gouge blades. You'll know what that talks about a little later. This is what the gouge looks like. It's got a little bit right here. And then this is where you put the blade in, and the blade is kind of angled like this. And it'll have a number on it right there. Okay. This part of the gouge, this round part, goes in the butt of your hand, and then you put your fingers up here. So like your thumb's going to be over here, and your forefingers are going to be over here. Okay, well we're just mimicking this process, and we're going to start by making this drawing. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'm going to practice on this. So I'm going to start where the light areas are. I'm also going to keep on making unidirectional marks. So I'm going to start here, go to the edge, move the material, and I'm going to speed this up a little bit so you folks can watch me make my marks. But I'm starting with these lighter areas. Might do down here. And I might zoom in a little bit. To do some detail. So I'm going to go like this. Notice I'm keeping these things unidirectional. Okay, let me get a slightly smaller tool here. Notice I'm covering all the light areas, and I'm trying to keep this as unidirectional as possible. Unidirectional just means one direction. Think of unidirectional. Okay. I'm going to change to a larger tool. There we go. And once you've made your image, what you'll do is you'll tap this, and you're going to reduce the size of your image so that it's very small. And then you should see an image like this one over here in the thumbnail. So that's a good way to start. It's a good way to practice. What I'd like for you to do is, if you finish with one of the images from the folder, I'd like for you to make another image here. Just find an image online, something you want to draw, and practice again. I'd like for you to work the whole class, and once you're finished, turn your PDF just like this. So you'll share with how you're going to do that. Cool. I'm not trying to do